What up, though? It's 12:20 p.m. And it is September 11th, 2024. Chilling at the library right now. Yesterday, I was at Testimonial. You know what I'm saying? That's the shelter that I've been at since about a month and a half now. And when I got back to Testimonial, I saw some red clippers in my drawer area. You feel me? So when I saw that it was red clippers in the drawer, I just assumed somebody left them in there, so I started asking around. I even asked this one dude named Keith, or Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, I always called him Mr. Johnson because the man old enough to be my pops. And I'm like, hey, Mr. Johnson, you feel me? Like, you see anybody who, do you know anybody left any red clippers or something somewhere? Or anybody have any red clippers, whatever, you feel me? And he told me, nah, you're not even supposed to have clippers in your room. And I was like, damn, I shouldn't have said nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? So I asked around my room a little bit more. And what's so weird is I also saw some gray pants sitting on my bed when I, first got back to the shelter, and I threw that shit on the floor. But then I put on my camera and started recording shit because I feel like I don't want nobody to try to frame me and try to make me look schizophrenic or mentally ill or bipolar, because this kind of bullshit has happened to me before. People put shit in my clothes and try to frame me. So after I recorded that video, a couple dudes that's the roommates around me, they told me no, and then another dude told me like, oh yeah, that was mine. You know what I'm saying? He basically told me he was trying to give it to my bunkie. I'm like, oh, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? That's his. Then later on, Keith asked me again. He worked for the security side, and he asked me like, yeah, you got those clippers? And I'm like, no, I ain't got them, because I wasn't about to basically tell on my mans. You know what I'm saying? Because he could get put out for that shit, I guess. But in the midst of all that fucked up shit, I realized that my clippers got stolen. My shit got stolen. I'm like, fuck, now what? So after my clippers got stolen and shit, I don't even know, after me realizing, let me rephrase that. After me realizing that my clippers got stolen, you know what I'm saying? I started asking around like, yo, did anybody see any clippers? Anybody see any clippers? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? The irony in that shit, to be 100% honest, I assume that maybe it was a possibility that somebody possibly took my shit and then somebody gave them back to me, you know what I'm saying? But when Dog said that those was his clippers, I'm like, no, I don't think that happened. I just think that somebody stole my shit, and you know what I'm saying? So I asked around, and they said they ain't see no black clippers. They're like little small black clippers, you know what I'm saying? And I think on the side of it says walnut or something like that, you know what I'm saying? I got them from like Walmart like 3 years ago or some shit like that. They like little small little trimmers, you know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? It's not even like a full size clipper. It's just something like that it's one of the plug up ones though. And everybody told me in the room that they ain't have it. So, or they ain't seen none or something like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then I asked the security dude, Johnson, if he seen them. And he was like, no. He said, where's those red trimmers at? Those other trimmers at? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Somebody else got them. And the reason why I told him that is because, I wasn't about to rat my mans out and make shit worse for him. And then I said, he basically told me, and if you got clippers, you got to put them in that drawer. And it's a drawer in the hallway upstairs, you feel me? And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, can you check the drawer, see my clippers in there then? Like, somebody could have just put them in there. He said the only way we put clippers in this drawer is somebody put their name on it. And I was like, okay, well, that's even better, because if somebody's name is on my clippers, you know what I'm saying, then there you go. I'm going to know exactly who stole them. He said, yeah, but how would I know that they're your clippers? And I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand the rhetorical question you asking me. You asking me basically, how would I'd be able to prove that those are my clippers if somebody actually put their name on the clippers and said that it was theirs. And I said, I get it, but I understand what you're saying, but I know what my clippers look like. I know if they're my clippers, you know what I'm saying? So I was just asking, can you look just to see if it's somebody's name on my clippers? And he basically said, no, because once I look to see if your name is on the clippers, I got to put you out for having clippers in there. You signed the contract. You know what I'm saying? He kept saying, you signed the contract, you signed the contract, you signed the contract. And now we just going back and forth about me just trying to see if my clippers is in the drawer. That was it. Or somebody put them in there. I didn't know until yesterday that you couldn't have clippers in your room. And when I stated that to him, that I didn't know until yesterday, I didn't know until September 10th, that you couldn't have Clippers in the room. He just kept saying you signed a contract, basically saying you should already know that. You know what I'm saying? Which was right. So what caught me by surprise is when I walked off, and I was still talking about it because, and I wasn't talking loud or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? He said, if you keep talking about it, I'm going to put you out. If you keep talking about, he specified it like, if you keep talking about the Clippers, I'm going to put you out. And that made me iffy. That made me skeptical. I'm like, what the fuck you mean if I keep talking about the Clippers? Why the Clippers? Like, what's so, motherfucking sensitive about the subject of Clippers, you know what I mean? So that was what made me just, like, reach out to a couple family members and say, look, yo, if there's something going on online, let me know, because I've already reached out to people at Testimonial and told them that, there's been times I saw this homosexual dude in my room, like, he'd be recording people or taking pictures of people. And, it was one time I actually got to the point where I started assuming that it was a possibility this dude was, like, talking about me or recording me or taking pictures of me. As many times I woke up and caught this dude looking at me, and I told him, like, bro, you be creeping me out, bro. Like, you be staring at people and recording and taking pictures. I be seeing this shit, bro. Like, young dude, but you know what I'm saying? He grown. He's still old enough to know better. So the reason why I reached out to my people to tell them to look around, it wasn't just that occurrence that happened at Testimonial. It was the way people act toward me at certain subway stations, the way people act around, the way people smirking and smiling at me. Certain people I talked to told me, like, yeah, man, just don't trust nobody and all of this other shit. And so it's some type of, like, possible lie being sparked up. I actually got to the point where I believed that my phone was hacked in Testimonial. So that was the reason why I did that. And after I reached out to my family, you know what I'm saying, or just a couple people, I gotta stay away from certain family members though, because a whole lot of the stuff that I went through in the past was people trying to frame me and put me through a lot of stuff. And the main reason why I got away from them was because they were trying to put stuff in my clothes and then use some type of judicial system to weaponize certain laws against me in the future. They tried to literally build up a case behind my back, you know what I'm saying, by hacking in my phone, trying to frame me with somebody else shit. So when I saw that, I got the fuck on. So I went downstairs with my book bag and put my book bag in the area, basically in the little diner area where all the tables is there, where everybody be going in the area to, watch TV or watch their clothes or use the internet Wi-Fi. And he come downstairs and tell me, grab my book bag, you know what I'm saying? If I don't grab my book bag, I gotta get out. Basically saying, like, if you don't get your book bag up out of here, you gotta go. I said, I ain't doing nothing but walking out here to the bathroom. He said, take your book bag everywhere with you, because you just got done talking about how somebody went through your book bag and stole your Clippers. And I said, yeah, somebody did steal my Clippers. They were in my book bag when I was in the shower, or maybe when I went to get dinner on a certain day. At some given point in time, the Clippers were stolen out of my book bag, you know what I'm saying? And he basically said, take your book bag with you. And then at this point, he just said, take your book bag with you. Take your book bag with you, talking to me like I'm a fucking kid, you know what I'm saying? So basically said, and then repeated himself again and said, look, I'm putting you out. You know what I'm saying? If you don't take your book bag with you to the bathroom or outside, I'm going to put you out. And I said, why don't you just troubleshoot on who got those Clippers if you so keen on watching me? Because he told me, I just saw you on the camera walk downstairs and put your book bag in this room. And I said, if you watching me that hard on the camera, why don't you just figure out who stole my Clippers? Or why don't you just look through that drawer and see if somebody's name is on my Clippers? You know what I'm saying? So I just humbled myself, grabbed my book bag, and left it alone. So now since that conversation or that occurrence, everywhere I went after that, I brought my book bag with me. Every single Wednesday, they changed the sheets on the bed, I brought my book bag with me. I went in the bathroom, I brought my book bag with me. You know what I'm saying? So I talked to this one lady, I think she's like the main manager of the whole Testimonial area. I don't know, her name is Dr. something, I think. Let me see if it's a name on here. It's the site manager, Lorena Cromwell. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a meeting today. And in the meeting, I basically asked the lady, I don't know if her name was Lorena, because to be honest, I was doing stuff with CSC. You know what I'm saying? This place right here, you feel me? Contemporary Services Corporation. They basically send you to different jobs to basically like work as a security guard at them and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I've been trying to like, I basically, like the last time I talked to them, they told me that they got my check, and I asked them if they could hold it for me because I had missed the place that I was supposed to go get my check at, and then they sent it back to 369 Van Ness Way. You know what I'm saying? That's in Torrance, California. You know what I'm saying? So I went to get my check on August 23rd, 2024, and I think somebody was lying on my whereabouts on that day. You know what I'm saying? But I was basically working on some stuff on the internet with CSC because I just finished like a tutorial and I'm still trying to like start there. But I was trying to like, to be honest, I've just been trying to buy some pants because it's certain things I got to get for the dress code to actually start there. But they paid me for the orientation that I went to. You know what I'm saying? That I got paid for on August 23rd. That's when I went and got my check for orientation. But I wasn't really that attentive throughout that meeting because that's what I was working on. I was in that same exact room that, you know, Johnson came downstairs and told me to take my book bag out of when I just placed the book bag down to go take a piss. You know what I'm saying? And I asked the lady when she was done with the meeting about that situation. I was just asking, like, can you just check to see if my clippers in there? That was it. Like, that was it. I let her know what happened, and I just said, can you just check to see if my clippers was in there? And then she called me in her office probably like 30 minutes later. I walk in there, the dude that's the main head of the security, the manager or whatever, Mr. Brown. I don't know his last name, but dog probably the same age as me, so I feel kind of, I was about to say I feel kind of weird calling him Mr. Brown, but no, we all grown men, so that's just how grown men talk to grown men, you know, respectful way. It's nothing wrong with, it's nothing, you know, weak about calling another man Mr. or Sir. I do it all the time. I say Sir more than anything else. But it was just the way he came. It was just the way dog was talking that kind of sort of like, you know what I'm saying, made me, you know, feel some type of way because he said, did you have a problem with Mr. Johnson? Or he asked me, did you refuse to let Mr. Johnson search your stuff? I said no. You know what I'm saying? Because when you first walk through that door, you got to get your stuff searched. Your stuff searched. So I'm like, no. I said, hell no. Like, I didn't say that out loud, but I'm thinking in my mind, like, hell no. Like, I ain't never getting nobody a problem when it comes to searching my stuff. And he called up Mr. Johnson after that because somebody had basically told him a lie and said that I gave somebody a problem or I refused to let somebody search my stuff. Then he hit up Keith or Mr. Johnson. And before I keep on going, I was really surprised by Mr. Johnson because he's not argumentative at all. He was really one of the coolest people, you know, around that motherfucker since I've been there, around testimony since I've been there. You know what I'm saying? You know, him and his people's like, anybody around the area always been cool, so that was just weird to me, you feel me? And then he get on the phone and say, yeah, Alvin is schizophrenic. He has bipolar and schizophrenia. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm listening to him talking. I didn't say this literally, but I'm thinking in my mind, like, bro, don't you know when you make a statement like that, like, you don't just make a statement like that. That's some defaming type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You make a statement like that. That kind of shit needs the diagnosis, a medical diagnosis. He said he had some. Then he went on to say, he proceeded to say, he said he had some clippers in his bag, and then he didn't have clippers in his bag. And I'm just shaking my head listening to him because he was on the speakerphone, and I let them know, like, no, somebody left their clippers in my drawer. I asked around, and then I asked Keith Johnson, yo, what's up? You know, did anybody leave any clippers? He told me no, and if it's clippers in your room, you need to bring them to me. I came back upstairs, asked around a little bit more. Somebody at that point had told me that it was theirs, so I left it alone. And I wasn't about to tell on the person who it was because I wasn't about to be the reason why they mess around, got some penalty or got put out. So I told Mr. Brown this, and I also told the lady, I think her name is Miss Cromwell, because I got a letter, like the site manager. I got a letter that came from, you know, we all had a meeting downstairs. So, in the midst of all of this bullshit, now we basically in the room and we going back and forth, and they literally is just taking turns talking over me, taking turns trying to get me to gaslight myself. Every time he asked me a question, she jump in to say something. Every time she asked me a question, he jump in to say something. They literally just taking turns. And I'm like, and I said, talking over me is not going to make me gaslight myself. It's not going to make me brainwash myself. It's not going to make me overlook the point that I'm making. When it's all said and done, you can't tell somebody you got to get out if you talk about your Clippers that got stolen. You can't tell somebody you go get out if you don't take your book bag with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell somebody you go get out if you keep on talking about this. And the reason why I made that statement to Mr. Brown, I'm like, dog, you can't tell me to get out because I keep talking about this. And he said, yes, I can if I see fit. So then another dude basically was like, all right, all right, well, are y'all gonna let him stay? Or well, we'll just step out here and wait. You know what I'm saying? I ended up walking down the hallway, and then I just stood outside for a minute, and they was like, yeah, you gotta go. They came back and just like, yeah, they want you to pack your stuff. And also in the midst of having that conversation with them, Mr. Brown basically said, if we was in the court of law, the stuff that you're saying will be held against you. And I said, man, if we was in the court of law, you would have got sued a long time ago, most likely, bro, because I told y'all that it's a dude in my room that be creeping me out. I told y'all I'm starting to believe I asked people that worked in the security, is it a possibility that this gay dude named Robert, is it a possibility that this dude is online playing around or doing something scandalous online? Everybody said no. I let it be known that like the weirdest occurrences be happening when I'm out and about. As far as like everywhere I go, homosexual men is basically trying to make flirtatious attempts toward me. You know what I'm saying? Not against me, but toward me. No, I'm not hateful, but when people start to do that, one time too many, that can make a man that's not attracted to men, that can make that man, real uncomfortable. And you can't get mad at that man if he, respond in a combative way or in an aggressive way when he got gay men playing with him like he's a gay man. So I said to them, like, just you telling me I gotta get out because I'm talking about something that you don't want to talk about. I'm like, that right there is against your job, against what you doing. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to think they protected some gay dude or something, man, or something ain't right, something is up. And I said a long time ago, my phone was hacked. That was a big reason why I made a video letting my whereabouts be seen. On the 2nd of August, the 22nd of August, and 23rd of August, and also September 2nd. You know what I'm saying? September 2nd, I'm talking to the Jehovah's Witnesses at the bus stop. And they told me that I had a seizure. You know what I'm saying? I drank some NyQuil earlier that day because I'm just coming off a cold. You could probably still hear it when I clear my throat, but it ain't that bad. And you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to them. I drank some NyQuil. I always drink NyQuil or DayQuil when I get a cold or hot tea. I never in my life passed out from that. I passed out before, just off of possibly like stretching and, you know what I'm saying, you get kind of lightheaded or stuff like that. But I never passed out from just drinking, some cold medicine. I passed out from getting drunk before, you know what I'm saying, but never cold medicine. So for me to be somebody who's never, not never, but who hasn't drank since February 2023, who haven't smoked since February 2023. I don't do no drugs. I don't take no prescription pills or nothing like that. I'm just chilling. So I said, okay. So I'm talking to the Jehovah's Witnesses on Slauson and Western. They told me, yeah, man, like, he told me you just fell back. He told me you just fell straight back. You passed out. My tongue was bleeding. You know what I'm saying? So I look at him, I'm like, damn, my tongue bleeding and shit. I'm like, damn, I guess I did have a seizure. I must have bit my tongue. So they told me that they called 911, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the EMS. You know what I'm saying? I got up, I sat on a bench. I said, I gotta get up, I gotta sit down. I got up, I sat down on a bench, and I passed out again. He told me I had another seizure when I passed out. Never in my life had a seizure. So I went and got a CAT scan. When I got an EKG test again, that was the third time I got an EKG test. You know what I'm saying? I went and got one on the 2nd and on the 22nd of August. The 2nd of August, the 22nd of August of 2024. And also on the 2nd of September of 2024. Because I told them at the emergency room, even on the 2nd, that I'd be having sharp heart pains. And if anybody's seen a video of me sitting in the emergency room, and my phone got hacked because I never put that video out anywhere. I would have put it out on my YouTube, on my King Bread 1011 account, or my AJ at 20 Silver account on YouTube, and that was it. I wouldn't have put it on no other social media platform. So if that has been seen, my phone been hacked. It got hacked. So even on my medical reports, it says, seizure. I had a seizure. So that was just weird to me. And my code is going away, but I just wanted to stay on the safe side. You feel me? I don't have no medical history of schizophrenia or bipolar or mental issues or anything like that. And what made me sickened by Mr. Johnson saying that about me was the fact that I used to be around certain people in the past that I trusted, that tried to frame me and tried to make me out to look like that type of person, to try to make me out to be that person, do bullshit, get caught up, and then try to blame it on me and get me to gaslight myself and try to diagnose me. And then when you can't diagnose me, when you realize that talking over me won't work or won't help, next thing you know, you slandering my name to someone else, and you got other people looking at me like I'm mentally ill. Now I got other people feeling like they could disrespect me any type of way. Now I got other people feeling like they could talk over me. Now I got other people feeling like that they could steal from me. Now I got other people feeling like that they could just poke at me and antagonize me, all be based on something that you said that wasn't true. So that was the reason I just gave a full rundown of what's been happening lately, because people hear shit, they take shit, and they run with it. You know what I'm saying? But that was just some bullshit. What I just dealt with, that was some straight up bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even worth. It wasn't even worth talking over somebody about. It wasn't even worth getting aggressive. All you got to do is look into the drawer and see if my clippers is in there. That was it. And that would have been the end of that. If they in there, they my clippers. Give me my clippers. If they not, cool. You know what I'm saying? I took the L once he told me that you couldn't have clippers in your room. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you see them, let me know, because they was stolen out of my book bag. But what was weird about me going to Slauson and Western was, he told me I fell straight back. The guy who I was talking to told me I fell straight back. And I'm thinking damn, if I fell straight back, damn, why the fuck because my chin was kind of sore, you know what I'm saying? And then I also had a couple bruises on my leg, and I'm like, if I fell straight back, why the hell that happened? But the day before yesterday, on the 9th of September, I talked to those dudes, and I kicked it with them and chopped it up with them, and I asked them what happened, and they said the same thing. They said, yeah, man, you feel straight back. And then the other guy, it was this dude and his son, and I think his son named Josiah. I don't know his dad's name. I got his number though. And his dad, the one that called the EMS or whatever, and I called him up when I left the EMS and told him yeah, man, when I was 16, the doctor told me I had a slight possible heart murmur. So sometime if your heart have an irregular heartbeat, you could pass out. I said that could have been what it was, but they gave me a full blood test, body test, everything. Everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Everything was good, to my understanding. But I just be trying to stay on the safe side, yo. That's why I recently went and got tested at Wesley Healthcare, you know what I'm saying, just for everything, because when stuff start coming up missing and stuff, I be observing this shit like that, yo. At Testimonial, it's nothing for somebody to try to put something in my food, or, you know what I'm saying, like I said before, I've been through this kind of shit before. So I recently got tested for every damn thing, dog, at Wesley Health Center yesterday. So it's just weird how things happen. And yeah, I ain't engaged in any kind of sexual acts since February 2022, you know what I'm saying, with this one lady in Reedsville, you know what I'm saying. So I've been practicing abstinence, just on the walk, getting close to God, and can't nobody say that they've I got their number or I'm talking to them in some type of flirtatious way. Nobody. Especially, if it's some man out here lying on me, that's a whole fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? A whole lie. So that shit just make me mad thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna just stay on the cool side. But yeah, this is just in case somebody try to frame me in the future, or somebody try to diagnose me in the future, because at first I wasn't being bothered with that bullshit. I didn't want to make no video, but when people start trying to actually weaponize agencies and systems against me that's designed to help out people that's mentally ill, or help out people that's suicidal, or help out people that got drug problems, that's the worst thing you could do, is to try to inflict some type of agency on someone who doesn't have these problems. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's been times in the past when I was drinking at a bar and some women put some stuff in my drink. They spiked my drink, and I said a whole bunch of stuff that was ridiculous. It's been times where I got shot before, and the doctor gave me like painkillers and put those in my IVs at the time when I got shot to be able to do the surgery or whatever that he did. And when I got released from the doctor, you know, it's been times like I got recorded when I was belligerent and out of my mind because I was high and doped up on pills and stuff like that. So when I say I never got prescribed anything that was like a prescription drug, I'm talking about things that specialize in mental like health or mental unstableness or something like that, like schizophrenia or bipolar. But when he said that bullshit, the first thing came to my mind was certain family members. When Mr. Johnson said when he was on the phone, he's bipolar, he has schizophrenia. Oh hell no! That's what I said to myself. Like who the hell are you talking to? So this is why I'm recording this video right now, because people would hear things from other people, take things and run with them, and next thing you know, I got everybody acting like I'm some retarded ass mental case. So all I gotta do is I walk in the motherfucking room and burp, and then people be looking at me like, what do you say? Like my man's who I was talking to, his last name Brown, that nigga, that man is the same age as me, but it's other people referring to him as Mr. This and Mr. That. Like I see what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to belittle my environment everywhere I go. That's not healthy for me. That's not healthy for you. That's not healthy for whatever agency you reached out to, because that agency is gonna catch you on your bullshit, or somebody else that's just looking from afar go catch you on your bullshit. And I kind of sort of think that's the real reason why they put me out, because other new faces is coming in and they're starting to see the pattern, the repetitive pattern of, you know, the how people grouped up with each other and know each other and they cool with each other. And how they like will target how they'll just target one person, you know what I'm saying, if they feel like that person don't agree with them, or if that person is speaking up on what ain't right. So, you know what I'm saying, I kicked it with those Jehovah's Witnesses the day before yesterday and talked to them, and they basically told me like, yeah, your memory must have been kind of hazy. I'm like, nah, bro, I got up, like my tongue was bleeding, you know what I'm saying? Like, you showed that nothing else happened. They told me you fell straight back. So I'm like, hey. But I felt like my body shaking while I was unconscious, if that makes sense. Like, you know, so I never passed off drinking NyQuil before. So I just said, man, okay, maybe it was hot, whatever. Me deep down, I personally believe that I passed out and I fell toward one of them, and out of reflexes, one of them had hit me, and then they just didn't want to tell me later on. But if that was the case, I was looking at my leg like, why? What? You know, what about these bruises on my leg? What about that? Like, what explains that? So it was all good until they basically started hitting me with threats to like get out and all that other shit. That shit wasn't cool to me, yo. So that was the reason why I reached out to my brother yesterday, and you know what I'm saying, I still don't plan on looking back as far as all the bullshit that I've been through, but that was the reason why I hit him up, and I was like, hey man, like, man, just look around, dog, because I'm not about to go through this bullshit again. I went through it in Florida, I went through it in Michigan, I went through it in Michigan. I'm gonna speak in numerical order, from Michigan to Florida to Carolina. I went through people putting stuff in my shit, trying to frame me and then making things worse, so let me know. I expect this video to be as long. It could have been a 5-minute video, but I just wanted to go down the line of shit, because if I wanted to make up a case or build up a case, I would have done that a long time ago. That's why I was talking to my man's, Mr. Brown, and I was like, bro, I was like, you talking to me? Because he said if we was in the court of law, what you say would be held against you, because Mr. Johnson was on the phone and he said, yeah, we were arguing. And then they came at me and I was like, I thought you said that you weren't really arguing. I didn't. He said you had an argument. So they took his word again and then just start going back and forth with me. Literally, I'm talking to both of them and arguing back and forth with both of them. So I could tell that it was kind of sort of more so of a like stage type of argument to just, hey man, get them up out of here, you know what I'm saying, because some scandalous happened. But my biggest issue is this: why is it everywhere I go, everything I do, people gotta wait for shit to get bad before they say, okay, that's enough? Like, why is it the same cycle everywhere I go? Why you can't just not fucking bother me to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I keep getting targeted? You feel me? I'm not bothering nobody. I'm chilling. So what's, you know, just burning in you to just keep on antagonizing me or taking stuff and running with it? And I say this 1,001 times, I'm gonna say it 1,002 times. If you're talking to my family, I don't need nobody speaking for me. I don't need no mediator. If you speaking up and you diffusing the situation or you speaking positive of me, yeah, good looking. I appreciate it. But if you saying something like, I'm talking to his people, so I'm good, I could talk shit about this nigga. I don't approve of no crazy shit like that. That's crazy to speak on a grown ass man like that. So they basically told me like, yeah, get out. You know, they want you to pack your stuff. And I didn't sign no paper, you know what I'm saying? I didn't talk to my caseworker, nothing. They just said, go. I recently just got on the phone with her, you know what I'm saying? And she told me, like, yeah, I hit you back. Because that shit was crazy. They didn't even tell her. They just told me, get out. So the point that I'm making about all of this is every time I see some iffy ass shit, I keep it moving. That's it. I keep it moving. So you can't tell me it's me at this point. I keep it moving. So if anything happened with some clippers or somebody else's clothes, that wasn't me. And then also, I got some turquoise briefs that I be wearing. You know what I'm saying? I got these bitches on. No, I ain't got them on. I got some turquoise colored, like a bluish greenish colored boxers that I also got. You know, I don't have a whole lot of boxers in there, so I'll be washing a lot. I'll be using that washing machine a lot. I came in yesterday and I saw them boxers sitting on the fucking floor, the same area that I threw them gray pants at. I saw them boxers sitting on the floor, knowing that I left them in this bag right here. So if anybody seen this bag online, you know what I'm saying, and there's somebody else posing around it, or that bag right there, this book bag, and somebody else posing around it, I don't approve of that. I didn't give nobody access to take a picture with my shit, to go in my shit, none of that. So the whole point that I'm making is, for me, you know, going through all that shit is, I kept it moving. I kept walking away. And I don't want to rehash on the past, talking about all that bullshit I went through in Fort Myers, but even when I was there, it was a lot of shit that I went through. Even in Michigan, I walked away. I didn't go to the police. I could have. I walked away. But when people start trying to weaponize mental health crisis agencies against me, and they try to sneak and record me and get me to cuss somebody else so they can record me, that's what made me say, okay, y'all playing dirty now. So now I'm going to reach out to this agency and let them know that my phone is hacked. I'm going to let this cyber agency know that my phone is hacked, and it's somebody, you know, using some gay nigga out here to basically run around and play games with my name and play games with my pictures and videos, possibly, you know what I'm saying? And I never gave any man access to my phone. I never gave anyone access to all my pictures and videos or some type of monitoring over my shit. So if somebody has actually did that, they doing that to basically frame my image, you know what I'm saying? Fucking wildin'. But when I was at testimony, I said on a few occasions, look, yo, something ain't right, like, with this dude in my room. Every time I wake up, I see this nigga staring at me. I told him, like, bro, you be creeping me out. I straight up told him that. I'm like, hey, bro, you be creeping me out, bro. Real shit. So this is not me trying to go in and telling nobody, snitching nobody. And it's even more crazy is, when I went to this meeting, this the letter to the meeting right here. You know what I'm saying? When I went to this meeting, you know what I'm saying, that was earlier this morning today, it was this one dude that was my roommate. He was like, man, fuck that shit. Fuck them shit, man. You can use my clippers. I'll get you some more clippers. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. You know what I'm saying? And I left it alone. But then they called me in the office and then basically just played tag team with, you know, they wanted to play great debate in the office, you feel me? Like, it wasn't even that deep. It's clippers, dog. It's fucking clippers. But I walked in and he came at me like I was under the accusation of Keith trying to search my bag, and I said no. And then he went on to say I got bipolar and schizophrenia. I'm like, what is this dude talking about? Why is he going left field? But I recorded a video when I was like chilling last night, and this is on my Galaxy 15. So if this phone is hacked, right now, like I didn't put this. This is the first time I put this video. This is the first time I put this video out. You feel me? I'm not about to just sit back and watch somebody, you know, poke at me and play with me. No, I woke up and I made this video. You feel me? Especially if there's a possibility that my phone is being hacked or I'm being recorded or people put stuff on my shit that's trying to frame me up. So yeah, I recorded that video basically this morning, speaking on how I like reached out to a couple of my people and just told them to look online if it's somebody lying on me, yo. So if somebody actually heard that video that I just put, that recording that I just spoke on, if anybody heard that shit before now, like before right now as we speak, my phone is hacked. Because I'm going to put this up on YouTube, dog, and I'm not even going to unlock it until, you know what I'm saying, I feel like I got to, because it's a possibility somebody trying to frame me or weaponize some type of system against me or fuck my life up, fuck my freedom up, fuck my rights up. That shit happens to people a lot. So I'm not about to sit back and watch somebody build up a case on me. The main reason why I recorded that video over there was because of that, you know what I'm saying? So, man, God bless everybody, but the whole point that I'm making is I'm not no fool. Other people will hear me speaking on this video and they'll say, no, nigga, you ain't no fool. And my point is, I just keep walking away from bullshit because I ain't got time to be, I ain't trying to be back and forth in courts. I'm not trying to be back and forth and all that other bullshit. You know, I'm back and forth talking about this and that. Look, dog, it's a fucking shelter. Get on my feet, stay working, get my shit together, and keep it moving. Focus on not looking back on the bullshit that I've been through, and that's it. You know, finally have at least 1 year of not being bothered by scandalous family members and and other people who choose to be scandalous because they see a group of people doing me dirty. So they say, ooh, I want to be a part of that side over there. I want to hang out with them. And again, you know, I made like this big public apology to everybody because that was my closure. I didn't think things was going to get worse when I did that. It was supposed to get better. You know what I'm saying? But I already braced myself because I knew that it was going to be a lot of people that was narcissistic that was going to come forth and say, see, he's saying sorry. So everything that was said about AJ was true. And then it's not the slander that bothers people. It's the way people choose to act after they heard you get slandered. So what I mean by that is when people start going through your stuff or possibly stealing from you or taking pictures of you, putting lies up on you online, that can infect your environment physically. And it can have people doing dumb shit and trying dumb shit to hurt you and harm you physically. You feel me? And that's when it's time to speak up. And even if you don't get hurt or harmed, shouldn't nobody just wake up and just get slandered just because somebody said today's a good day to make up this fucked up ass lie. So it's a lot of people, you know, I personally believe it's a lot of people slandering me. I made videos before saying if it's anybody at testimonial saying they talking to me, they lying. I did all of this, you know what I'm saying? So the whole point that I'm making is, again, all I've been trying to do is walk away from all the bullshit. And what made me so mad, I'm going to just be 100% honest. What made me so mad about all that shit that I've been going through the last 10 years of my life, every time somebody did something, I walked away from it. I almost lost my life plenty of times that I'll never speak on. I walked away from it. It's plenty of times I heard about people who tried to like get me set up, and I walked away from it. And I'm talking about people that lived in like my old city, you know what I'm saying? People that I don't even hang out with no more. Friends that I hung out with back in the day. I heard plenty of things about them trying to, you know, do things, and I found out, and I just prayed for them, you know what I'm saying? I moved on. So when I finally said, okay, that's it, and then I started making reports, now I'm a snitch. People say, no, he a snitch. No, I just peep game. I see what you're doing. You realize, well, you could no longer attack me from this point of platform. You go attack me from another platform. So now it don't matter if I mind my business. It don't matter if I choose not to say anything at all, because...
You take your phone call outside, please.
Do you see me on the phone? You see me recording, bro. It's not a phone call.
What?
This is not a phone call.
Oh, we still gotta take it outside.
Okay, good for you.
Well, I'm telling you. It's the
So,
rules.
so like I was saying, I walked away from all of that. So when that happened, you know what I'm saying? People said, okay, I'm going to paralyze you in a way to where even if you don't say anything, you're still mentally ill. So I'm not dealing with some street stuff, dog. This is an organized way of manipulation. This is an organized way of humiliation. It is an organized way of trying to get someone to gaslight themselves. And it's an organized way to try to keep a bondage of control over somebody's life. So that's why I started switching up. But when you're talking to somebody else who don't really know my life, they just gonna say, oh, yeah, he a snitch, he a snitch. And then there's gonna be people running around saying this about me that don't even know me, so. God bless to everybody. I love everybody. Stand on the positive side, yo. Got to. But I didn't expect this conversation to go this long, but the whole point that I'm making is, how you doing?
Can you take your call outside in the atrium, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
So the whole point that I'm making about all of this is, I walked away from all of that, and here we go again. It's a cycle, a repetitive cycle. God bless to everybody. One love to everybody. Hopefully I don't go through this bullshit with the next place I move to. Trying to move on for the better, and that's just it. Thank God that I ain't tied down or connected to nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to move on and be peaceful in the midst of everybody constantly lying on me. One love, yo.